over the lips and through the gums. Look out, stomach. Here it comes. Hey everyone, Graphics here, and it's another lawnmower vlog video. However, a couple things before we get started. This is not the usual lawnmower vlog. I did all the gameplay ahead of time, and I'm just going to sit and talk with you guys about everything that's happened, because, yes, I know this was supposed to be up like a couple weeks ago. I've been very busy. June has been a very, very busy month. Alright? So I'm mixing June and July. Stuff that I wanted to plan for July's thing has already come and gone. So we're just doing June and July together in this video, and then we'll come back in August and see where things are at in August. Oh, other thing. Still don't have the pantry done. Get the pantry done next week. That is the plan. Have pantry done next week. As long as nothing else goes screwy, we'll have that done, and I will have that ready for August. But in like the 5th through the 7th, Indiana had their convention going on, and my good friend Nomad, he was there, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be there. I have to go. I've never went to a convention before, and so I went. I went by myself, and oh boy, did I spend a shit ton of money. I spent like between $2,000 and $3,000. I think the final total came out to like $2,300. I think I spent about $2,300 with everything all said and done. Over the course of 2 days. Although it was 3 days, I had to get back in time for work that third day. So I got 2 days to go and enjoy everything. So that was nice. So we're gonna talk about everything. I'm gonna show some pictures. Got them over on the vertical monitor, and so I'll just kind of bring them in as I talk about them. I kind of wrote down me a little bit of a list so I remember everything. Because there was a lot that happened. There was so much that went on. It was genuinely a lot, and I knew it was going to be a big deal, but that was something else, honestly. That was something else entirely. So I'm gonna start off with this first photo. This was after I got up and okay, so before I even get started, the registration started at like 11 o'clock a.m. Indiana time. So I had to factor in the jump forward, and I wanted to get to my hotel early, so that way I could do all that. This is where everything starts to go wrong. I left at like 6 in the morning, my time. I left, got breakfast, and then hit the road and made the 2.5, 3-hour drive to Indianapolis. So I get there and I get to the hotel, and they're like, we can't give you your room yet because your clock-in time isn't scheduled until 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, but we can give you a parking pass. So they gave me a parking pass, and I got to at least park in their parking lot. And also, apparently, I will never use hotels.com again, because apparently Holiday Inn is not allowed to mess with third-party reservations, which is stupid. And with third-party reservations, I tried getting a hold of them, and they're like, we can't extend your stay by 1 day, so you're SOL. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit, but it was okay. It was okay because I was able to have a backpack, battery bank. I was all set to go, and look at me, look at how happy I look. I'm making a 10-minute walk over to the convention center. And then here's a picture of over here. Here's a picture of my view as I walked. I went right past this factory, and like I said, it was about a 10-minute walk. It was probably only, I guess that's like 5 city blocks, which isn't a whole lot. So was a nice little walk down to the convention hall, and I was like, if Holiday Inn isn't going to help me out, I'll just look at the first hotel I see as I get closer to the convention center. And the next hotel I walk up to is this giant ass JW Marriott. And I'm like, you know what? I'll walk in, I'll ask. And I see this massive fucking chandelier when I walk in. This chandelier, picture does not do it justice. This is like a 10-foot tall chandelier. And I go up to the front counter. I was like, hey, do you guys have any rooms available for tomorrow night into Sunday? Because my current hotel isn't able to help me out to give me an extended stay. And they're like, yeah, we can look. And they look, they have a room. They're like, yeah, we have some rooms available, but... And they're like, they'll help you with a room, but since you're not staying with us tonight, you'll have to book it like online and get it scheduled for tomorrow and reserved. Like, okay. So I sit down and I reserve it. And my one night for Holiday Inn was like $200. My one night for the JW Marriott was $300 for the room. That was not counting the valet parking that they offered, and that was not counting the one set of room service that I got. And the one set of room service, given they gave me a $20 credit, all that said and done for that one night was $405. And I was 25 feet up in the air. Not 25 feet, I was 25 floors up in the air. And here's what the view from the window looked like. This was... I've been in one other really nice hotel when I was younger, and this one had that one beat by a lot. This was like some high class, like 4-star hotel shit that I was not prepared for, more or less, to walk into, looking like a scrub, and seeing like people walking around with their golf clubs getting ready to go hit a round of 18, and I was just like, I am not supposed to be in this building at all, but I don't care, I've got the money, so fuck it. It was very much an experience. Let me pull up the night view. Just to kind of jump ahead a little bit on the photos. This is what the night view ended up looking like from the hotel room. And it's such a pretty view. It would almost make me want to stay in Indianapolis more often, but it was expensive. And the thing is, like, Holiday Inn was a 10-minute walk. AW Marriott was literally across the street from where I entered. So I only had to cross like 2 crosswalks to get there. So honestly, the extra like $200 I spent for that one night, for the convenience of that 10-minute walk when it was like 85 degrees outside, so worth it. Completely freaking worth it. Here's a little photo. This was one of like the many entrances the place had, because this convention hall was fucking massive. It was huge. Like maybe like 5 or 6 city blocks in one direction, and then probably about the same in the other. It was like a 8 to 10 minute walk just to go from where I entered into where I needed to go for registration. And like, although it was crowded, like when you see conventions and like videos and stuff, everyone's like shoulder to shoulder pretty much. This place was big enough where like there was so many people, there was no way you would be shoulder to shoulder. There was so much floor space to work with. It was absolutely fucking insane. Aside from like registration, when the day 1 registration on Friday was this. This was day 1 registration. And I don't have my cursor showing it. I'll figure out to like draw a little line. But pretty much right behind this cosplay of like Todoroki, with the 2 like buns in her hair. Right behind her, all the way up at this like angle, sort of. Everything to the left of that was the Ruby and VIPs that I was a part of. Everyone else was general admission. and they were getting 10 general admissions out for every one VIP. They were burning through that line so fast, it was ridiculous. I stood in line for probably 45 minutes before they got us to where we needed to be on that first day. It was crazy. And then once I finally did get all the way up and got my stuff, I then had another 30-45 minute wait before they even opened the doors for VIP and Ruby Pass owners to get in early, because that was part of the reason why I bought the Ruby Pass. And honestly, in the future, if I go back, I am not buying the Ruby Pass. I will buy the VIP Pass. I will spend the extra money for VIP, because although Ruby is allowed in early along with VIPs, the difference is Ruby is still stuck with the Gen Ed lines. They don't get a special spot in line ahead. Only VIPs get their shortcut line. So that means if you weren't in line early enough, you had to wait in line like everyone else. Although you got in early for like the vendor floor and stuff. So I will definitely ship out the extra cash for VIPs in the future. I will not deal with that again, because it was like I said, this vendor hall was huge. There was over 200 vendors for the floor, not counting all the celebrities that were there, not counting the food trucks. And even these 3 pictures I'm about to show you guys does not do it justice of like how big this place was. And also, this wasn't even all of it. This was like maybe 70%. So you can like see how many lights they have, or how far they're spaced out. And that's from when I first entered in on the main floor. Like, it is massive. And like right in this area, right behind this wall, goes back for the other 30% that you guys don't see. But all that is for like the photo op stuff that I did not do, and more of the celebrities that were like doing signatures and stuff. But the very first day, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but I'm going to backtrack. So the very first day, when I got in, I was like, I want to look around, I want to see everything. I got really excited, but because Nomad and his wife were going to be there, Kyle had 2 panels that he was going to do that first day, and then like another 1 or 2 the second day. And his wife had a booth set up to sell some of her books. So I immediately booked it, and I went to her booth first, and she was there. And I feel bad that I didn't get a picture with her. I really wanted to, and I didn't think about it till it was too late, and I missed out on getting a photo with her. But it was funny. I went to go walk up to her, and I asked her how she was doing. I asked where Kyle was, and she was like getting ready for whatever. And I was like, okay. She asked who I was, and I said my name, and she gave me like a slight head nod, like she was kind of confused. And I immediately followed it up with Graphics Works, and she like her jaw dropped. It was awesome. So she gave me a hug and was excited to see me and all that, and she kind of laughed that like it's easier to like tell people apart from their usernames than like actual names. So that was kind of cool. But it was even better with Kyle, because I was like, all right, I'll check back in with you. Maybe I'll buy some books later. And I went to where he was at, getting ready to set up for his panel for a little bit later on, get a feel for the room. And him and his crew were there for their panel. It was like him, Tony the Toxic Owl, Be Rat, and I'm forgetting everyone's name. So I'm going to have everyone that I met at the convention, I'm going to have everyone's like Instagrams linked in the description down below. So if there's someone I missed while I'm talking about it, I'm sorry, but I'll make sure your information is in the bottom. There was so much going on, and it's almost been a month at this point before I've actually had a chance to even talk about it and like showcase everything. So that is, I know that's a little problematic for me, but work has been very busy since I got back. But whenever I went to go see Kyle, I like yelled at him and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And he like stuck his hand up, like waving, and was kind of confused. And I got closer. I said, "His graphics," and he ran through everyone. He like ran up and like nearly toppled me over. Uh, so that was something. Also, he's taller than I thought he would be. I know he's always said that he's like 6 foot, in like videos and stuff, but he always looks smaller on camera. And no, he's 6 foot, 6 foot, because we were like almost eye to eye. He's like just like maybe a quarter inch shorter than me, and it threw me off a little bit because I expected him to be like maybe 5'10", 5'11", just saying he's 6 foot, but no, he's right there. He is exactly where he says he is, as far as that. Where's that photo? There it is. He like he looks a little shorter, but we ended up getting this photo on the second day and not the first day, just because like that first day was super busy and I wanted to be able to check everything out, and he had to get ready for his panels and stuff. So this was on the second day when we got to meet up again and do everything. So that was really cool. I was happy to get a photo with him for that. And then this was so this is a photo that I took while waiting in line for Christopher Sabat. I waited the first time and was only allowed to stay in line for 20 minutes before I had to go check into Holiday Inn at 3 o'clock. So I was annoyed about that. So I was like, alright, I'll leave, I'll come back. Not a big deal. And then I tried waiting in line again, and like after half an hour, 45 minutes, I only moved like 4 steps. And the guy who was behind me whenever I had left, because like I had 10-minute walk down and back, plus getting everything set up for Holiday Inn, waiting in line, and whatever. It was about an hour before I came back to try to get in line a second time. The guy who was behind me when I left only got about halfway through the line. So that tells me there was anywhere between a 3 to 4 hour wait to get autographs with Chris and photo ops and stuff. So I said, you know what? I'll try on day 2. I'll make sure I'll book it. And day 2, I made sure I booked it. I was the second one in line, and I waited 45 minutes before he showed up. It might have been like 40 minutes, but still. I waited about 45 minutes for him to show up, and I was able to get autographs from him, which I'll show at the end. So I was very happy about that. I kind of wish I would have gotten a photo op with him, but I'm happy with the signatures. I was already spending like $200 for signatures anyway. But in the meantime, while I wasn't able to get Chris Sabat's autograph on the first day, I did manage to get a few other autographs instead in photo ops. So Brian DeChant, who is the main android in Detroit Become Human, and his wife, who plays an android in there that I didn't realize. I guess I just never paid attention that well. But I got a photo with them, and I got an autograph from both of them on that, which I'll show, like I said, at the end. What else? I got autographs from... Oh, I got autographs from the voice actor for Alistair and Angel Dust from Has Been Hotel. All those. While at the convention, there were several cosplays that I saw that I got to take a few pictures of. So here's a few of them. This was the very first one that I saw on day 1 that I was like, I have to get a photo of, which was someone as Gear 5 Luffy, which was really cool, and they had like Kaido like snaked around their leg. It was a cool cosplay design, and I thought it was awesome. There was some of the princesses from the Mario game. Alpha 5 from Power Rangers was there, but it was pretty cool. I got a Karlak cosplay, a Gale cosplay, a Wilford Warstash. There is a Buggy, Sanji, and Silver's Rayleigh cosplays with, although he carrying Brooks' guitar, which I thought was kind of weird, but. And then on the second day, they had a One Piece panel that they titled it like a Davy back fight, and so everyone that cosplayed for the panel had like a little gift bag, and anyone from the audience that participated got a gift bag. So I was able to, I actually was able to get a gift bag from one of the cosplayers. And I was able to get selfies with everyone there. That was on the Straw Hat crew. So I'm gonna just kind of speed through these a little bit, and I'll show what I got as part of the gift bag. So we got Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sop, Sanji, Kappa, Robin, Brook, and no, I went through that real fast. So I'll have all the photos up here again. But like I said, I'm gonna have all the cosplayers and everyone's Instagram information down in the bottom below, so you can all go check them out. But the the gift bag I got was from Usopp's cosplayer, and so it came with a sketchbook, some stickers, some colored pencils, a little figurine of Usopp, some rubber bands, some that you can't really tell, but they got like some eyes on them, kind of cute. And then these like little mini flower pot, mini brick sets or whatever. So I might put those together on stream at some point, just because like they're cute, and I think it'd be nice to have that as an addition for the desk. And then like here's a picture of everyone from who attended that panel and with everyone together. I'm like somewhere in the back. You can probably see me if you spot me out hard enough. But yeah, it was cool that everyone was there. I didn't get a photo with Cavendish, unfortunately, but it's fine. I was happy to get photo ops with all the other Straw Hats. What else? Oh, one of the panels that they had. I don't have. Do I have photos? I don't have photos. I do have a video that I don't have uploaded on here. Big of a file to get over for some reason. But they had a Dreamland pop-up maid cafe as an event going on at the convention, and it was awesome. I loved it so much. I had so much fun the first day that I went back a second day. Not because I was trying to hit on one of the maids, maybe, but turned out they were married. So we're not going to talk about that. Just cut that out. Cut that out. But apparently they're getting a brick and mortar in California at some point, either this year or next year. So that's kind of cool. They have a website so you can like rent out their pop-up cafes for different events and stuff. So I got a couple photo ops with Bambi, which was pretty cool. I got to make a little bracelet, and do I have a photo? Did I not? Did that one not get uploaded? Okay, I am missing photo. I'll get that put in here somewhere. But show a picture of the little bear parfait that they had. So they had like some some floats and like snacks or whatever. But they had this little bear parfait that had like Oreo puffs. What else was in it? Like banana pudding or vanilla pudding, and it was like a cute little bear topper. That was like put together with sweet and everything, and it was really good. I didn't want to eat it because it looks so pretty. But yeah, I would definitely want to. Makes me want a brick and mortar maid cafe so bad. So Dreamland, get on it. Get more brick and mortars. I'll be your #1 customer. I'll tell Fuji's to piss off, and I'll go to the maid cafe every other weekend. Oh, on the second day, um, before they started their panel, I got to buy some of Mackenzie's books. So she had a deal going on where she was selling like all 7 of her books, 6 or 7 books for like 120 bucks, as I could get them autographed if I wanted to. And I was like, you know what, I'll get them autographed. And so I knew that they were going to get ready for a panel pretty quickly. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy all the books. And Nomad's mom was running running the booth, and she went ahead and called up Kinsey, see where she was at, and was like, all right, he's on his way. So I took all the books and I got her to sign all of them, and we got to sit down and talk for a little bit. So we talked about her books, talked about some projects and stuff coming up. And so these are, for those of you that don't know, she's handicapped, she's in a wheelchair, and she's a self-published author and has won multiple awards for her children's books and for some of her other independent writing. And then these are some of the books that she bought. Not bought, that I bought, that she wrote. Diary of a Service Beast, Diary of a Service Dog, Goblin of the Glade, Daughter of the Trolls, and The Child of a Changeling. So I'm gonna read all of these. Oh, and then The Wickedest Town. I'm gonna read all these at some point. I'm considering like practicing some voiceover stuff, and so I might try to voiceover a couple chapters of one of these books or all of these books, and then ask for her permission to just upload those for audiobooks. I don't know, but that's something I'm sitting on for right now. So we'll see what happens with that. There's nothing set in stone. I haven't even talked to them about it. It was just something that literally popped in my mind like 5 minutes ago as I was getting ready to record this. But maybe that's something I'll do in the future. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a pretty slow reader, so I doubt it would work out very well. But who knows? Maybe that'll change. Last thing that I have on here as far as the convention goes, they're just showcasing the signatures and some of the other things that I bought while I was at the convention. I don't have pictures of everything because some of the things I bought at the convention were for my roommates. So I don't have pictures of those. I just have pictures of the stuff that I bought for myself. But here's the signatures I got for Angel Dust and Alistair's voice actors. I have never had a bronze statue Funko Pop before, and I've always wanted to collect all of them, of all the Straw Hats. And I want to get them all signed, and I want to get them all authenticated. I don't want to buy one that's already been done. I want to have that experience myself. So if anyone's got bronze statues of the other Straw Hats, let me know. I really want them. I paid $100 for this fucker. There was 2 different booths that had one. One was one in 130, and the other one wanted 120. I got the guy for this one to go down to 130 for the bronze statue plus one poster Roanoke Zoro that I forgot in the truck after I bought it on day 1. I wanted to get signed as well. I missed out on that because I'm a fucking dumbass. But I at least had the bronze one, and I had my Zoro one that I already had that I wanted to get signed. So Chris signed it with gold and copper signatures, so it's kind of hard to see. But he signed it, and then my regular Zoro, he asked if it was a valuable one, and I was like, no. So he took it out of the box and put it in upside down, and then wrote, crap, I'm stuck in the chimney again, and then signed it, which is super, super awesome, and I love it so much. It is so great. I got both of these authenticated while I was there. So these are These are authenticated signatures from the event. They got the authentication sticker on the side, which I think is interesting that they choose to put on the side. I think that's for safety, so people don't like just take pictures of them and try to fake whatever the authentication is. So that's cool that it's on the side. And then I bought a Gale and Lizelle Funkos, so now I think I've got everyone now. I've got Gale, Lizelle, I got Shadowheart, I've got 2 Astarians, I got a Will. Do I have a Karlach? Maybe Karlach's the one I'm missing yet. Yeah, I'm still missing Karlach. So I still need a Karlach. I have the Emperor. I have Raphael. So I still need Karlach. So if anyone's got a Karlach around, let me know. As long as the box is in good condition, I want that one. And then I got this flask. This was like on sale because it was like all beat up and scratched. So a true neutral, not really caring, not really listening. And then a bookmarker. This was like 3D printed, but it was still kind of cool looking. It was very thin, so I figured it would be nice to use for like while I'm reading the books and stuff. Here's the picture of Brian and his wife's signature. Whenever I did that with his photo op. And then I bought some hot sauces. Before I was getting ready to leave, I found a booth and they were selling homemade hot sauces, and it was actually really, really good. One's a Ghost Dragon, the other one is called Hydra. The Hydra is supposed to be a lot spicier than the Ghost Dragon, which wasn't really, in my opinion. Like, it has a little bit of a citrusy taste, but Ghost Dragon was a lot spicier, in my personal opinion. This group Bob Spicy World, they don't focus on Scoville level, they just focus on flavors and making the peppers do everything naturally as far as their tastes go. And so they came up with these. They have these in like rotation every year depending on the growth cycle of all the peppers and stuff. So I tried both of these at work the other day, and I did taste test them while I was at the convention before I bought these. So, but they gave you like a very, very small amount to try, which is why I chose these 2 flavors out of like the 9 that they had available. But these were very good. So shout out to Bob's Spicy World, check them out. All right, so that was some really good hot sauce. I really, really enjoyed it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Here is both hot sauces. Let me the Ghost Dragon and my fingers over it, the Hydra, which is what we got from Bob's World. So I was told at work after trying this that one of my coworkers said I should do a shot of it. Like, just throw it into a sauce cup and just do a shot of it. I was like, I don't want to die at work. Maybe I'll save it for a live stream. And honestly, the Ghost Dragon is supposed to be less spicy than the Hydra. And the Hydra is supposed to be the Hydra is supposed to be the spiciest, but it was nowhere near as spicy as the Ghost Dragon. And let me tell you what all is in both of these, because I just want to talk about these for a moment. So, where's the information? So, on their label it says extreme heat. For Ghost Dragon, tasting notes, tropical fruit and roasted garlic. Pairs well with steaks, smoked beef, and tacos. The ingredients: ghost peppers, vinegar, water, garlic, celery, carrots, onions, extra virgin olive oil, salt, and spices. It doesn't say specifically what spices, it just says spices. Refrigerate after opening, which is why these are starting to sweat real bad, because I took these out of the fridge. Shake well, separation is natural. That's the Ghost. The Hydra says extreme heat, tasting notes, complex, exotic fruits, charred onions, roasted garlic. Pairs well with all meats and breakfast. Ingredients: pepper blend of 7-pot, abomination, scorpion, white reaper, habanero, habandana, Carolina reaper, jalapeno, ghost, cayenne. Then it's got vinegar, onion, garlic, parsnip, water, extra virgin olive oil, and salt. The only thing I can think of that gives this like a citrusy like flavor note to it is something in the garlic or the parsnip. But I'm not for sure exactly what, but it does have like a bit of a citrusy taste to it. So, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to shake both of these up. They're nice and mixed. We're going to flip a coin. Whichever coin we flip is the one I'm going to do a shot of. I don't have my shot glass with me. I don't know where it is, so we're not getting the metal shot glass. So we're just going to do roughly what a full shot would be inside this 2-ounce sauce cup. So let's go ahead and get a thing pulled up. All right. All right, so here we go. We're gonna flip a coin. We're gonna do, because what I always do best 2 of 3. So, ghost is gonna be heads, Hydra is gonna be tails. All right, so remember that. Actually, you know what? No, flip that. Hydra's gonna be heads, ghost is gonna be tails, because it's gonna be easier for me to remember Hydra heads. So we're gonna do that. So heads, Hydra, tails, ghost. Best 2 of 3. So we got 1 for Hydra. Go it again. Okay, it's Hydra. We're gonna do the shot of the Hydra, which honestly I'm fine with because it won't kill me as much. All right, so. There we go. Hydra, Special Reserve 2025. It smells so good. So a shot is about 1.5. I want to get this up nice and close so you can see how thick this is. Okay. I want to say that's probably like, what, half an ounce? It's kind of hard to tell because it's in this. I think half an ounce is fine for a shot. Right? How much is a... How many ounces is a shot? 1.5 fluid ounces. Which means I'd have to do this full thing for the 2 ounces for a full shot. Between 1.5. Okay, so if between 1 to 1.5, I can go a little bit more. We'll do a full shot. All right, there we go. That is a lot. There's no way that's actually a shot. I feel like that's like a double. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like, this stuff tastes good. It tastes great on hot sauce. I mean, on chicken. It'd probably go great on a burger too. But just doing it straight. Ugh. over the lips and through the gums. Look out, stomach. Here it comes. Oh, it's under my tongue. Would not have been that bad if it didn't get under my tongue. All the nerves underneath your tongue. I look like shit. The numbness is starting to set in, and I can't stop spitting. I will say this. Walmart had a hot sauce 6-pack for this past Christmas. I gotta grab another paper towel. But Walmart had a hot sauce this past Christmas. As part of a 6-pack. Called Casa Cabala. And it smells a lot like this, but this has more heat. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Ugh. There's a little bit left in the bottom because it's stuck to the bottom. I'm not going to finish it. You got your shot. That's all that matters. If I had done the ghost, I'd be in a lot more pain. If you want the ghost dragon shot, this video needs 100 likes. That's what's going to happen. Okay. That was the last of it. I think as far as the as far as the Indiana con trip went, like I said, I'm gonna tag everyone in the video in the description down below, so you can go check them all out, give them all a like, subscribe, whatever you got to do, follow them. They all deserve it. They were all awesome, and I had such a fun time for my first convention. And thank you all for making it such a good one. Now, what else has happened besides the convention? Well, I installed 2 new ceiling fans to help keep my room cooler. So if you all remember last year, a lot of the times I would have like a garage fan going, or I'd have an AC blowing full time, and I couldn't get my room below 85 degrees in here, while couldn't get it below 85 degrees with a running full blast all the time, while it was hot as fuck outside, because all the hair would just get trapped inside, or it would radiate back into my room if I exhausted it out. So what I did was I installed 2 ceiling fans. If you check out my Instagram, I posted them and had them shared to my stories, so if you guys want to check out the progress for that, go check that out. I'll leave a link for my Instagram, as always, in the description with all my stuff, so you can watch that progress and the final results of those, because they look fucking phenomenal. They're amazing. Ow. But they have kept my room so cool. I haven't had to run my AC once yet this year. So I've been very happy with those. The other thing that's changed, you'll notice partway through here, my mic was cutting in and out as I would like talk. I've rearranged my desk, and in the middle of recording this, because I got interrupted by Scott, he came by, I wanted to talk about some stuff. So I kind of set this back from getting this uploaded. I wanted to have this uploaded by 6. It's already 5:35. It's probably going to not be up until 7 by the time I get this all said and done and uploaded and everything. If I'm lucky, I'll have it up by 7, but we'll see what happens, since I'm doing this all the day of the recording. I'm really starting to feel that in my chest now. But I've rearranged my desk, so now I've got my main monitor. I got my secondary stuff that OBS is normally up at above. Right now I've got OBS in front of me while I'm talking about all this stuff. I've moved my vertical monitor from my right side to my left side. I've moved my laptop from my far right into more of my inner right, and I've taken my tower from my left side. I moved it all the way in the corner, behind everything. I'll take a picture of that. My desk is still kind of a mess after doing all the ceiling fan stuff last weekend, and then getting a new figurine. Now I've got 4 figurines on my desk, but 3 of them, one was a Christmas gift, no, one was a birthday gift, one I got at the convention, and the one I bought today and posted about on in the Discord of my Gear 5 Luffy that I just picked up before recording all this. So he looks fucking awesome. So you guys can see all that, and I think that's everything. I've rearranged my desk. I got new ceiling fans. Did everything for Indiana Con. But I did the fucking hot shot. Man. I'm starting to hurt. But thank you guys so much for watching this and letting it play out. I hope you are all enjoying your summers, and I will see you all in live streams. And maybe with this new setup, maybe I buy another monitor and I have my laptop with 2 screens again. And I have 3 screens for my for the tower. I don't know, but I might try to do some more YouTube streams again, but because I'm worried about like TOS stuff with YouTube, that's why I don't really do a lot of YouTube streams. But I am always still trying to stream on Twitch when I have the time. It's just my schedule for this month has been really fucked with everything. Between the Indiana trip, my roommates being out of town, trying to do the ceiling fans, and my work schedule has been absolutely horrendous this month. But thank you all so much for watching, and as always, try to have a better day than yesterday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Why did I think that was a good idea?